Hello, how are you guys? Today we are going to learn how to do this attachment of our zipper closure in the jean style. To carry out this work, we will need the zipper plackets, also known as the apron and flap. On this occasion, we will call them piece number 1 and piece number 2. Remember to overlock piece 1 and piece 2 as shown in the example. We will also need a zipper to size. In this case, I am using an 18-inch zipper, 8 centimeters. Do not apply overlock to the crotch, okay? For this sewing, we don't need the overlock on the crotch. We will only overlock piece number 1 in this way, and piece number 2, first sealing the internal pad.
And then on the side.
Remember, piece 1 and piece 2. Well, let's see pras. The first thing we're gonna do is choose the left front side, which would be the front of my fabric, but we take the left leg, you could say. The first step will be to attach piece number 1. Before that, we need to mark. In this case, the rise is not very high, so I'm going to mark 14 centimeters. From the waist down, 14. I make a mark of 14 centimeters. This measurement is not standard. It can vary between 15, 16, 18, depending on the rise height. So guys, to attach, we check the front of piece number 1 and place it on the mark. In this way, we place the piece exactly where we have the mark, and we will sew 1 centimeter wide. We begin with reverse. And we finish with back stitch as well. Step number 1 should look like this. When we have attached piece number 1 on the left front side, we are going to push piece number 1 inward, bringing out the edges, bringing out the tabs. The flaps are these edges that can be seen here. Look here, we can see it. We must keep this in mind because both should be at the same level. With the compensating foot, we are going to work on the top stitch. Remember that the top stitch is that decorative stitch, and to perform this top stitch, we need an edge foot, so that the seam is the same width both inside and out. Once the top stitching is done, now we are going to learn how to attach the zipper to piece number 1. We will work on the zipper in this way. At the bottom, we will place it like this, and on the side, like this, along the edges. Before attaching the zipper, we must check how it will look on the front side. The closure should be almost at the edge. Once we calculate it correctly, we can use pins or do it directly. First, we are going to sew along the side of the zipper, like this. Remember, if you can do it directly, you can use pins. To attach the zipper, I recommend the light compensating feet. On this occasion, I am working with the heavy foot. Once we make the first seam, we will pass another seam, but this time closer to our teeth. There we are going to do it closer. Once we have done the first and second stitch, we are now going to do our top stitching. But first, we must move the placket that is here. This one, the first one, upwards. Okay, let's place a pin so that when we do the top stitching, we don't sew over it. Not to sew here. Now we can draw this pattern with a template, or we can do it directly like I am doing now. If you are beginners, I recommend that you do use a template and draw the pattern, because that will help you get the pattern perfect. Since I have experience, I'm doing it directly. If you want to learn how to make the mold for the figure, just let me know in the comments and I will update this video, but more detailed, because we filmed this video in class and all I am doing is dubbing, adding the voice so you can understand it better. So look, here we can see that I'm finishing and I don't touch the part of the flap. Look, this is how it turns out. The shaping. Now, the shaping for this style must always have double stitching. So the other one will be done more inside the width of our foot. There we will work it this way. Slowly, softly, slowly, as I said, leave me comments, and as soon as possible, I will update the video in detail with everything complete. As I said, this video was recorded in class, and when videos are recorded in class, I don't have the chance to continue so precise in the explanations because we have to change the camera and all that. So leave me comments and I will be updating this video for you. And look guys, this is how the design looks with the double stitching. Now next step, we have to learn how to attach piece number 2 over the zipper. Here, where we have the pin on the placket, we will remove the pin and look at what we do. We will place piece number 2 this way, like this. Cover piece number 1 so that it shows the closing, the attaching of this zipper. This closure has good finishes, like this. In this way, we place piece number 2 and we're going to sew. There. It should never stay like that. By the way, piece number 2 should never be lower. Piece number 2 should always cover piece number 1. To sew, we are going to open it well here and we are going to make a stitch. This stitch does not have an exact notch. It's just a base. So we do it this way. There. Super simple. I want to tell you that the zipper is not to size. That's why there's excess. I will be explaining this at the end. Now we are going to learn how to assemble the right side. With the left side, we are going to place it over the zipper. When we put this piece, we must check that it is level at the top. It cannot be lower or higher. Something important and mandatory. We must make a notch on the right side. From piece number 2 upwards, we will make a notch of 8 millimeters to 1 centimeter. Like this. We must notch. And we are going to send the top part inside and the bottom part outside to have a sort of crossing and make our denim stitch, also known as an English seam. Look, this is how we are going to send the bottom part outwards. Now, once we have the poke, look, this is how we are going to fold inward. Like this, just like that. Let's get on. This side here over the edge of the teeth, okay? It can't be too close nor too far apart. There we give it reverse. We fold everything well here, send it inward, and do the stitching. Remember, I'm doing everything with a compensating foot. It can be done with a normal flat foot, but it will be more difficult. So use a heavy compensating foot or a light compensating foot. But make sure the foot is a fine stitching one, okay? Not a medium one. Look, when we get here over the notch, here we're already sending the other part outward. To make the work easier for you, continue the stitching to the crotch, okay? Completely. Look, it should look like this. We start at the top from the seam and we finish on the lower part. Now, this work we are going to do can be started from here going down or from the bottom going up, okay? On this occasion, we will work from top to bottom. We will start where we have the figure going upwards, 1.5 centimeters to 2 centimeters. From there, let's start making our top stitch, okay? This will be a fine top stitch, remember. That's why the compensating foot is important. We begin with back stitching, send it. The fabric, look at the edge inward, 1 centimeter and 8 millimeters also inward. There, this way, look, everything is fine stitching. That's why it's important to have the compensated foot. I will soon update this video, so I want comments to help update this video, but it's super great like this, with a good camera position and everything, because I am updating all my content. Here we do a back stitch and then make a 180-degree turn this way. Pay close attention to how we do it. Now look, we turn 180 degrees and work 1 foot wide on the edge of the seam. we reverse and sew this way at the width of the foot. There, we move forward, move forward. Here we turn, look, we turn there, we reach where we started. We lower our needle and turn like this. Here we reverse to finish. And remember to end very well there at the finish. And this is how this work looks. I hope this video helps you. Share it so more people can see and learn to make this finish. Don't miss the next video that I'm already preparing for all of you, okay? From the next video, I will be greeting the people who watch my videos and leave me comments. And here I'm going to show you a bit of what I did this week. For a television channel, a friend, a television host, those from my country know this host. So guys, that's it. Blessings and success. Bye bye. Okay, so the table scenario was not enough to explain it, the tailor-made closure. I will be explaining it in another video. If you got this far, leave me a comment saying you made it to minute 12.